Classic Hollywood demanded elegance, restraint, and very specific beauty standards. But not every star fit neatly into that narrow mold. Some actresses possessed curves that studio bosses found dangerous, distracting, or simply too powerful for the conservative screen image of the time. Tonight, we reveal 10 actresses whose figures challenged Hollywood's golden age, and quietly rewrote its rules. Jane Russell. Jane Russell was considered a serious problem for Hollywood's strict moral guardians. Her naturally voluptuous figure directly clashed with the conservative beauty ideals of the 1940s. When producer Howard Hughes cast her in The Outlaw, her appearance caused immediate controversy. Special bras, lighting tricks, and carefully staged camera angles were used to control how much of her figure appeared on screen. Despite these efforts, censors delayed the film's release for years, calling it indecent. What frightened studios most wasn't nudity, but confidence. Jane Russell carried herself with calm self-assurance, refusing to apologize for her body. Audiences loved her authenticity, while Hollywood executives quietly worried she represented a new kind of woman they could no longer fully control. Marilyn Monroe. Before she became Hollywood's ultimate icon, Marilyn Monroe was seen as a liability. Studio executives admired her beauty but feared her figure was too provocative for the tightly controlled image of the Golden Age. Her curves didn't fit the elegant, aristocratic mold Hollywood preferred for leading ladies. Wardrobe departments constantly struggled to dress her in ways that looked respectable, while still capitalizing on her appeal. Marilyn's body language, breathy voice, and natural sensuality made censors nervous, even when she wore modest clothing. What truly unsettled the industry was that audiences connected to her instantly. Marilyn didn't play seduction, she embodied it effortlessly. That raw magnetism forced Hollywood to slowly accept that desire itself could no longer be hidden behind satin gowns and fake smiles. Lana Turner. Lana Turner's rise to fame was as sudden as it was uncomfortable for Hollywood's gatekeepers. When she appeared in a snug sweater early in her career, the press immediately fixated on her figure, branding her the sweater girl. Studios feared this image would cheapen her reputation, yet they secretly used it to attract attention. Lana's curves often became the headline, overshadowing her dramatic performances and hard work. Hollywood tried to balance selling her sensual appeal while maintaining an illusion of innocence demanded by the era. This contradiction followed her throughout her career. While audiences admired her beauty, Lana struggled to be taken seriously as an actress. Her body became both her greatest asset and her most limiting curse in the rigid world of Golden Age cinema. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner's presence on screen was electric, and sometimes intimidating for Hollywood executives. Her naturally voluptuous figure, combined with her sultry charisma, broke the conventional mold of restrained elegance. Studios struggled to frame her in ways that emphasized her acting talent without drawing excessive attention to her curves. Ava's confidence made her even more challenging. She refused to be molded into the demure, submissive stereotype that dominated the era. Paparazzi and fans were captivated by her beauty, and every photograph sparked whispers and headlines. While many actresses were coached to downplay their sexuality, Ava embraced it openly, making her one of the most desirable, and feared, women in Hollywood. Her figure and presence challenged the industry's obsession with control, leaving a lasting legacy of empowered sensuality. Jane Mansfield. Jane Mansfield was Hollywood's ultimate walking controversy. Her exaggerated curves, especially her bust, were so extreme that studios struggled to keep her image appropriate for mainstream audiences. Costumes were custom designed, and camera angles meticulously planned to either exaggerate or minimize her figure depending on the scene. Despite these efforts, Mansfield's sexuality dominated the public conversation, often overshadowing her acting skills. She embraced her body unapologetically, using it as a tool for fame, marketing herself as a sex symbol in a way few could match. Conservative critics condemned her as indecent, while fans flocked to theaters just to see her presence. Jane Mansfield's body challenged Hollywood's tight control over female stars, forcing the industry to confront the power, and the chaos, of unapologetic femininity. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth was Hollywood's embodiment of glamour, yet her figure presented constant challenges for studio censors. Her hourglass shape and sensual movements made her performances mesmerizing, but studios feared that her sexuality might overshadow her acting talent. Wardrobe, lighting, and camera angles were carefully orchestrated to maintain a balance between allure and respectability. Despite these efforts, audiences couldn't help but notice her curves, especially in films like Gilda, where her presence practically commanded every scene. Rita's natural confidence added to the tension. She carried herself with poise and magnetism that was impossible to ignore. For executives, her body was both a gift and a headache, drawing massive attention while testing Hollywood's strict moral boundaries, solidifying her status as a timeless icon of desire. Sophia Loren. Sophia Loren arrived in Hollywood with a figure that challenged American ideals of feminine beauty. Her curvaceous body, combined with her Mediterranean allure, contrasted sharply with the slimmer, more controlled image studios preferred for leading ladies. Executives worried her natural sensuality would overshadow her talent and make her difficult to market to conservative audiences. Despite this, Sophia's confidence and charisma shone through every scene, forcing Hollywood to adapt. Costumes were tailored to accentuate her curves tastefully, while camera angles were carefully chosen to balance elegance and allure. Audiences, however, were captivated by her presence, seeing her as a symbol of sensual sophistication. Loren's success proved that genuine confidence and body positivity could break rigid Golden Age standards and redefine cinematic beauty forever. Kim Novak. Kim Novak entered Hollywood as the girl next door with an elegant, slender frame, but even her natural curves caused studios to tread carefully. Executives worried that her figure might distract from the dramatic tension of her roles, particularly in suspenseful films like Vertigo. Wardrobe departments worked tirelessly to ensure her clothing conveyed sophistication without drawing excessive attention to her body. Despite these efforts, Kim's subtle sensuality and screen presence captivated audiences, creating a magnetic tension that Hollywood couldn't fully control. Her figure became both a selling point and a source of studio anxiety, highlighting the industry's obsession with managing female sexuality. Kim Novak's experience illustrates how even understated curves could challenge Hollywood's rigid beauty standards, proving that allure wasn't always about exaggeration, it was about presence and confidence.